Adenon, vilken steg till när ändå en lektion gas till ändå en rätt till orgon quantivici. So we are about to finish our lesson 7, and we're going to be learning in this section about negative sentences. Okay, so as we've seen in some of the sentences before that, either way, it's good. So in some of the sentences we've had seen before, it has the word Kate or no. For example, in these sentences that we have right here, the first one says the boy didn't return. So Kate okay, the boy didn't run. I'm sorry. One more time, the boy didn't run. Or the dog isn't barking. Okay, so this is the Kate that we're talking about, means no, it's negating the sentence. So the next one, he says, Pedro doesn't feed the chicken. Kederian, the bad boys. Okay, so this little particle that you see right here it actually is used to complete certain types of negative sentences. There are two types of particles, and we are going to be talking about them and also how they're used. So right here it says, when there is a pronoun subject ending, that ending comes after the negative particle D on the verb before a pronoun that begins with the vowel. So di comes, or dy, okay? So let me explain a little bit, so hopefully it will make sense to you. So for example, so we talked about Kate is the no word, to negate the sentence. So, and then we said that it comes with either a di or dy particle. In this case, Kate they deliver mass. He this so didn't give the book to the teacher. Okay, so we have a dy. So this is this is the Kate, the noun, and this is the verb. This is the particle dy, and then there is a verb. There's a vowel. Okay, so that's why we have a dy, and then we will explain the di in a second. So this is another example that we have. He doesn't speak Spanish well. And then Kate Erwezak again, the Y. A vowel comes after the dy. Okay, and then we have the next one, which isn't jumping. Kate Katistian, dy, that's eng. So okay, so this is the way we use this particle. So for example, so we have the Kate, the no, the verb. Okay, so you can see a bunch of verbs here. And then so we have the particle di or dy. Okay, so this is the subject that comes right after the particle and the rest of the sentence. So for example, if the subject starts with the consonant, we use the di. So this is consonant, di, consonant, and di. Okay, I hope you can see the pattern there. On the other hand, if the subject is a vowel, and then we use the dy. Okay, so this is the subject start with the vowel, dy. So let me just read this sentence for you. Next. Kedargiandi ved jet. Kedardate lever. Okay. Kederwezaktian distil. Ketkatistian. All right. So here we have some negative question. So we say, okay, so this is okay. So this changed a little bit. just be careful on the negative sentence, and also we have the negative questions. Okay, so for the negative question we have the Kate, the verb, and the subject. Okay, and the rest of the sentence, although you might hear some people using D, but here you don't find that particle. Okay, so Keteryan roin buidie. Keteryan roin buidie. Doesn't Geronimo feed the chicken? Or Ket katiesne. Again, you do see the I or dy particle. So just but as I said, and also we're saying here that some people might use that, but in general, those are the rules. So if it is just a negative sentence, this is the pattern: the Kate, the verb, the I or dy, subject, and the rest of the sentence. And if it is a negative question, so it's the Kate, the verb, subject, and the rest of the sentence. So just just to be on the safe side, I think that as you learn more about the language, you might be able to probably insert the particle, but for now, that's the pattern that you're supposed to follow. All right, so we have a few exercises for you to practice, and hopefully, if you're not sure how to use them, go back to that little model we have here, right here, so that you won't be confused on the pattern. Okay, so we have here the negative sentence with the copy subject. Okay, it says here that you cannot focus a noun, phrase, or pronoun in a negative sentence using the normal focus pattern. Remember that it's underlined in English, so just be careful there. However, sometimes speakers will begin a negative sentence with a copy of the subject, pronoun, phrase, or pronoun that follow. So here are some of the examples. Okay, so say nin ke de rundim nin. So this is what we mean by copy subject. So you have nin here. The kid doesn't run, and then we have repeated here. So that's why it's copy. It's just a repetition of the same subject. And I hope that it's clear. So get the rundim nin, right? But if it is, it's like a focus sentence, but it's not really. So we're just saying, like, be careful of that. But you can do you can tell the same focus in a negative sentence, but in this case you need to repeat the subject. So again, nin, nin. So it's the same subject that we have here. Or on the next sentence, belk. So this dog is not jumping. So the focus is on this dog, okay? The same here, but it's in a negative sentence. So we're focused on the child here, and we just begin the sentence with that child. So here again, bakure is the subject, is the focus of the subject, and we have the copy subject. So we begin a sentence with that, okay? So the next one as well says, Lang isn't he jumping? So he is the copy subject of Remember that whenever we use he with the verb, we need to use a bound pronoun. And so it is for the same subject that we're using bound pronoun as well as the free pronoun. And I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, when next time we have our meeting, Zoom meeting, you can ask questions or just keep doing your practices, and hopefully it will come clear. So this have another example. It says, as a second example shows, this works even if the subject noun phrase includes re, which is already, I already pointed that out to you right here. So like in this example, it says, bad كده exact in English, right? So mm, so it's bad, right? The he. Pedro is the one who doesn't speak English that well. Okay, the focus is on Pedro. He. So on the one hand, we're using un for Pedro, and here we're using his name. Okay. Again, we could do that here. Mesre ket Okay, so this is the teacher, and this is the teacher, and this is the bound pronoun for the teacher, Pedro, and this is the bound pronoun for Pedro. All right. So hopefully that, as I said, with practice on your homework and also going back to the explanation, they will make sense. If not, we can come back to it probably in our Zoom meeting. And if that's not clear, I'll be more than happy to go over it with you. Okay, so this is the end of our lesson 7, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, have a nice one.